This is Dubai chocolate. It's sold the big shocker in Dubai. It may look like any other chocolate bar you see at the store, but what's interesting about fixed Dubai chocolate isn't what it is, but what it represents. Believe it or not, this is actually a tool that UAE is using to gain power, spread its influence, and deceive you, and it all goes a lot deeper than you think. Everybody loves chocolate. Ancient Mayans loved it 2,000 years ago. Europeans loved it when they first landed in America. We love it so much that Belgians and Swiss still argue to this day about who makes it best.
Chocolate?
Long story short, if a chocolate vanished tomorrow, a lot of people would end up seriously depressed, or worse. Food matters to us. It's a part of our cultural identity, just like art or music. When you first hear about Dubai chocolate, your first thought is probably, is Middle East really a place famous for chocolate? It isn't, in fact. Dubai chocolate is like 4 years old, but its style has spread like wildfire since it first came onto the scene.
Well, Dubai chocolate is taking over TikTok.
Dubai chocolate on store shelves, it seems like it's just about everywhere.
The outside is just like any other chocolate bar you'll find, but if we break it up and look inside, you'll see this. It's a combination of pistachio tahini cream and Gaddafi, thin filial pastry strips, used a lot in Middle Eastern and adjacent cuisines. If you ever had Greek or Turkish pastries, you know what this is. This is what makes Dubai chocolate unique. Not even the most renowned chocolatiers had this style on their shelves a few years ago. Now it's everywhere. People all over the world fell in love with this stuff. I had it some myself, and I'm not a huge fan of the taste of this chocolate, but what I'm interested in is the power that this chocolate bar can give. And nobody loves Dubai chocolate more than Emirates themselves, or the UAE government, I should say. Though definitely not for its taste. They love it for its potential to give them power. The UAE is a country very concerned with power. It's not alone in that respect, of course. But the way it goes about getting that power is a hot topic debate. This is central to the plan. But how? When I say power, many of you watching probably think about great armies led by generals, conquest, strength. The reality is that power comes in many different forms, and they all have their uses. Academics identify two key forms of power on the world stage: hard and soft. Hard power is pretty straightforward. It's a tangible force that can influence others to do what we want. Military force is considered hard power. If I point a gun to your head and tell you to do what I want, that's real tangible threat. Economics force is hard power too. Natural resources, a large GDP, trade embargoes, these are real things that can affect people's lives directly. Soft power is much more nebulous. Soft power is stuff like culture, how people see a nation, or government, what they picture when they think of your country. A country with a lot of soft power might be seen as a hot tourist destination, or have language everyone wants to learn, or one that we see as a good guys. Ireland is a country without much hard power, but has a lot of soft power. People celebrate Irish culture across the world, and its people are seen in a positive light, for the most part, depending who you ask. Russia? Well, let's just say they're mainly relying on their hard power right now. It's really easy to think about hard power being more important than soft power, but that's a big mistake. Soft power can drive economies, justify wars. A well-run PR campaign can help you spread your influence across the globe in ways a bullet can't. Soft power played a massive role in the Cold War. The USA fought tooth and nail to promote liberalism, American values, and American products all over the world to shut out communist influence from the USSR, who were, of course, doing the exact same on their end. Entire regimes could be toppled by a country's people favoring one ideology over the other, without a single shot fired. Historically, the UAE hasn't had much soft power. When people in the West thought of the Gulf states, they usually just imagined sand, camels, and authoritarian regimes. This is obviously not accurate. For ages, the Emirates government didn't care. Why? Because they had oil. You can think what they like, they said. You're still going to buy our oil at the end of the day. That's hard power, through and through. They sit on a black gold that makes our society run, and are ready to sell it off at a good price. So, when the people abroad brought up the UAE's track record of clamping down on women's rights, horrible working conditions, and the founding of paramilitaries like RSF, who are currently genociding ethnic Africans in Sudan, the Emirates could shrug and say, so the usual barrel? But now the oil is drying up, and the UAE is losing the most valuable bargaining chip. Without the oil, no nation's people in the right mind would work with them. And a nation isolated in the world stage doesn't last long. So they decided to switch strategy. They figured that they might give a soft power a go instead, and they turning the black gold for brown. You've probably heard the term greenwashing or sports washing or any other kind of washing before. The basic idea is that you're using something fun or interesting to paint yourself in a good light and hide all the nasty stuff you're doing behind it. The UAE engages in every kind of washing you can imagine to clean up its image and rebrand itself as a new kind of country, one that isn't all just about oil. Tourism is a huge one. Dubai is being pushed as an exciting new travel destination for young people. Come and see our nightlife, they say. Just don't mind all the slave labor while you're here. Do you think it's a coincidence that CNN Travel has a Dubai Now vertical that focuses solely on pushing puff pieces that promote the place as a cute, progressive holiday destination? Do you think it's a coincidence that Mission Impossible 4 had a whole part where Tom Cruise upseals down the Burj Khalifa, the literal symbol of Emirates' power and progress? Do you think it's a coincidence that Fly Emirates, the country's state-owned airline, sponsors the shirts of some of the biggest sports clubs and personalities in the world? And Dubai chocolate is just another tool in Emirates' toolbox to reform the image. They want you to think of a tasty chocolate, fun holiday, and cool movies when you hear the name, not genocide, slavery, or human rights violations. But Dubai chocolate is proving a particularly efficient one. Food washing, or gastro-diplomacy as it's called. When the chocolate first launched, the company behind it relied heavily on social media influencers who went wild promoting the stuff on their platforms. The UAE jumped on board this trend just as quickly as they did with all the other ventures, like sports and travel. They know it's a lot easier for people here in the West to stomach working with or visiting a nation known for fine chocolate rather than other things. To be fair, the UAE isn't the only country in the region doing this. Saudi Arabia recently hosted a huge star-studded comedy festival and also are buying entire football clubs outright to rehabilitate the image among the fans. Qatar managed to host a memorable World Cup in 2022, successfully sweeping a lot of criticism it faced under the rug. Even outside the Gulf states, authoritarian regimes like China fund language and culture institutes in universities all over the planet, hoping to paint the regime in a better light while young people get the education. We do it in the West too, here in Europe. A lot of our economies rely on tourism, so we make sure other countries know our food is the best in the world. Our historical sites are the most interesting, and our cities are the most fun to visit. A lot of countries in what people call Eastern Europe, like Poland, Hungary, Romania, or Czech Republic, are desperately trying to push themselves away from the rundown, poor Soviet-era perception that loads of Westerners still have about these nations. There's nothing inherently wrong about building up soft power, just like there's nothing inherently wrong about Dubai chocolate. Maybe you really like it, and don't feel bad about that. Just remember not to fall into the trap of letting it shape how you see the world. In a world where countries and companies alike are trying to wash out all the colors, it's important not to look at things as just black and white.